Trailing Thoughts from Bumby Path. This is such a friendly neighborhood because people have been aggressively waving at me a lot today. What is that sound I keep hearing behind me? Oh, I'm dragging a child's kite. How long have I been dragging that for? And why didn't any of these nice people tell me?
I've been waiting for this for weeks. I gotta tell you, I am so ready to do this. I even have the bed ready. What? So when you get home, we can get really dirty.
Gotta go.
Hey! Here you go.
Good afternoon and welcome to the April 3rd, 2023 meeting of the Orlando City Council. We're going to begin today's proceedings with the invocation and the pledge led today by Commissioner Patty Sheehan. Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. Thank you, Council. I'm going to read today from the words of F. Scott Fitzgerald. For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in any case too early, to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Start whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you've never felt before. I hope you meet people who have a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of, and if you're not, I hope you have the courage to start over again. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Sheehan. I will call the meeting to order and ask the clerk to make a determination of a quorum, please.
Commissioner Gray?
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz?
Here.
Commissioner Stewart?
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan?
Here.
Commissioner Hill?
Here.
Commissioner Burns?
Here.
Mayor Dyer?
Here.
Mayor Dyer, you have a quorum with all members present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First item of business will to consider the minutes from the agenda review and City Council meetings of March 20th, 2023. Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Hill. All in favor? Indicate so by saying aye. Aye.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. All right, we have no awards presentations and recognition, so we'll move right to the mayor's update. And I want to start on a sad, tragic note, and that's by sending our city's love and support to Nashville and the Covenant School community during this difficult time for them. We must also acknowledge that these horrific acts, whether they're schools, churches, nightclubs, supermarkets, really should never happen in our country. And I just want to briefly share the message that so many of my fellow members of the U.S. Conference of Mayors have been shouting: Congress, please pass common sense gun safety legislation. On a higher note, this Friday is April the 7th, so that means it is 407 Day. And this day gives us the opportunity to celebrate what makes Orlando so special and so vibrant, including our small businesses, our sports teams, our arts and cultural groups, our events. I'm proud not only to be the mayor, but to be a resident of our 407 community. And the day will kick off with a mural unveiling with Visit Orlando and the Orlando Economic Partnership designed by a local artist. I won't tell you where it is right now, but it is up already. So if you are touring downtown, that would be a good thing to do a little scavenger hunt for right now. And then later in the evening, you're invited to Lake Eola Park for 407 Day Game Night at the park, and we'll have fun for all ages. And we have giant lawn games that'll be set up. So Jenga, Connect 4, cornhole, and a giant operation game.
Wow.
So I encourage everybody to participate and share on social media what you love about Orlando on Friday using hashtag 407day. Today, I also have the pleasure of congratulating our very own Mills 50 Main Street District for being named a semi-finalist for the Great American Main Street Award. We talk a lot about our Main Streets program and how successful it is. Mills 50 was recognized for its commitment to celebrating arts and culture with a number of notable murals, art pieces, but also the work that they put in revitalizing our two major thoroughfares that inspired their name. District is also an advocate and partner for Asian American and Pacific Islanders and the LGBTQ plus community, as well as a major supporter of our local small businesses. This is a pretty impressive number. They have brought the vacancy rate in the Main Street District from 40% to just 3%. So anybody from Mills 50 here today? Let's give them a hand in abstention. And then one item of note I want to mention is we are proud of be able to offer incentives to retain our existing minority-owned businesses in downtown to offset some of the costs that business owners are and helping them on a path to success. And today we are going to approve a business assistance grant to Flamingo's Coffee Shop in the Paramore neighborhood that has been here for more than a decade and has vibrancy to the offerings downtown. With that, we'll move on to the consent agenda, which is the number of items acted upon by a single vote of council. We give each of our commissioners an opportunity to comment on items on the consent agenda as well as update you on important happenings from their districts. We rotate the order that we do that. And first up today is Commissioner Sheehan.
Well, thank you, Mayor Dyer, and I just want to thank Corey and his team on items B6 through 10, and a lot of it's happening. Emergency repairs to sewer mains and laterals after Hurricane Ian. This is not the glamorous work, but it's the very necessary work. So, again, thank you, Corey, for all your hard work, because, gosh, since the poor guy's been Public Works Director, he's had, 2 hurricanes, floods, sewer main breaks. I mean, he hasn't gotten a break yet, but he's doing a great job. On item C4, that's milk stacks, great new redevelopment in the Milk District. Also want to congratulate Mills 50, where I live, and they do wonderful work in my neighborhood and the business community. And to add to what Mayor Dyer said earlier about the school shootings, there have been 376 school shootings since Columbine. I was going to read the names of all the schools, but I realized it was going to take me 50 minutes to read all the names of all the schools where these children have been killed across America. That's almost an hour of children getting killed. That's not even reading the names of the victims. That's just reading the names of the schools. It would take an hour. And no offense, Commissioner Hill, but I don't want to take an hour of my commissioner comments, but this is important to say. Each day, 12 children die from gun violence in America. Another 32 are shot or injured. Guns are the leading cause of death among American children and teens. And since Columbine in 1999, more than 338,000 students have experienced gun violence at school. This is unacceptable, and like Mayor Dyer said, we have to act. And when they did the assault weapons ban, I remember the first time I ever went to Washington, D.C., I saw a mural that said, "Ban assault weapons now." And I didn't know what they were at the time. This was in 2000, the first time I went to Washington, D.C. And I hate to say I now know very intimately what assault weapons are because I saw what they did in our community in the Pulse nightclub. When they did the assault weapons ban, mass shootings decreased by 70%. It's the least we can do, and it's what we have to do because we can't keep doing what we're doing, and we can't have little children learning to hide under desks from people wanting to kill them. This is unacceptable. They worry about drag queens scaring children, but yet they have to protect themselves from gun violence. Our legislature is broken, our Congress is broken, and we need to do better. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Hill.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll never be able to live that one Monday down that I took 30, 40 minutes, but here we go. We'll try. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Here, that's happening in District 5. First, I would like to thank Advent Health for their $10,000 donation towards certificate medical programs. They awarded us that right prior to COVID, and we were just so busy we wasn't able to really get a contract with Southern Technical Institute, and that was completed. Thank you, Michelle McCrimmon, whoever she is. She assisted me with that. And we were also able to give $15,000 to Valencia College for their technical medical program. My predecessor, Commissioner Daisy Lanham, started a medical career partnership project, and we had that money earmarked for a while, and Advent came on and matched it. So today we were able to give out over $23,000 towards certificate programs in the medical field, which we know there's a dire need. So I'm just thankful for those partners to give these deserving folks in District 5, Paramore, and Mercy Drive, where the average medium income is under $15,000, and we know there's such a vast amount of opportunities in the medical field. So I see this not just being a $23,000 donation, but a opportunity of a lifetime in transforming lives with that fund, with those funds. This weekend, I was able to join some more great community partners there at Grand Avenue Neighborhood Center. It was our second convening with our National Entrepreneur Center, our National Black MBA Association, Ascend Us, the Eatonville Chapter of Commerce, Westlake District, which is another marketplace / Main Street, our last one that we've done there in the Westlake community that's focused on building small businesses. And of course, Kim King, thank you for your grunt work and helping to organize all this for the city of Orlando. But a special thank you to Wells Fargo for helping to sponsor this along with BBIF. It was well attended, had over about 50 plus residents, small businesses and startup businesses that came through. And they talked to them about credit score, how to build it, how to improve it, sources of capital, and how to find money. And also understanding their balance sheet and profit and loss and cash flow. I think one of the things here in the city of Orlando, as Mayor stated earlier, and thank you, Mayor, and this council for your support when it comes to small businesses, but primarily small minority businesses, especially in Paramore. So thank you for the CRA funding for Flamingos, that, as Mayor stated, it's been there over 10 years, and this is their first time coming to access our MEBA grant. Thank you, David, for your leadership and helping them along the way. Our Family Parks and Rec on April the 15th over in the Jewel of the West Side. No offense, Commissioner Sheehan with Lake Island.
I take no offense.
No, I know. I just used that. You
All boats rise, Commissioner.
Yes, ma'am. Over in District 5, Lake Larnedune, we're going to have a drive-in movie night, and we will be featuring featuring Black Panther Wakanda Forever. There'll be prizes for the best costumes, giveaways, live entertainment in the kids zone, and of course, great hot dogs, popcorn, and hamburgers. So it's open to everyone. Gates open at 5:30. Movie starts at 7:30. And you can go on our website there to register. But if you don't happen to register, you can just drive in. It's going to be a great night had by all. They do a phenomenal job over there at the drive-in movie at Lake Lauderdale. And last but not least, anybody that want to become a lifeguard, I'm going to repeat what Commissioner Stewart stated last council is February through the month of February through May 2023. You can attend one of the sessions to become a certified lifeguard. It pays from $15 to $7 an hour. You only need to be 16, have a swimsuit, a towel, valid Florida ID or passport, and a social security card. And they're holding those locations at the College Park Pool and Wadeview Pool. The reason I'm bringing those up is because thank you to this council and Lisa Early and Rodney Williams. We're getting ready to open up our Mercy Drive pool that's newly renovated, and it has heat. So I'm excited for those seniors and those kids to get in that pool and get some valuable swim lessons. So with that, that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Burns.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor. First, on March 23rd, I had the pleasure of attending and giving remarks at the African American Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida inaugural Accelerate Central Florida program graduation. And this is a 6-month training program funded in partial by Wells Fargo to provide program attendees and entrepreneurs resources and technical assistance that will help them to grow their business and keep them sustainable. So I'd like to say thank you to the Chamber for their work around this in this area, but also to the graduates for their commitment to finishing the program. Also, Mayor, thank you for your neighborhood summit. Enjoyed my time again this year. This was my second neighborhood summit. A lot of great information was there. We had good attendance, and I just commend you, Mayor, and your staff for continuing your commitment of keeping our residents engaged and informed about all the great things that happen here in the city of Orlando. Also, on March 26th through the 28th, I had the pleasure of attending the National League of Cities Conference with Commissioner Hill. And it was great to be able to represent Orlando on a national platform as I continue to learn as a new commissioner, but we gathered a lot of great information that we can bring back to further improve our service to our residents of the city of Orlando. Also, on March 29th, I attended the unveiling of the newly refurbished Smith Center outside basketball courts. And this was in partnership with Orlando Magic, Advent Health, and the NBA's Her Time to Play initiative. And this is an initiative to encourage young women to get out and get active, but also to use basketball as a way of engaging them. And I want to commend the FPR team for all the work that they've done in this area. Also, I enjoyed on Friday the Bike to Work Day. Mayor Dyer, Commissioner Hill represented you well in leading us on that tour, and thank you to the Transportation Department for your hard work in making that event a success. This past Saturday, I attended a breakfast honoring former Commissioner Mabel Butler as an Orlando Trailblazer at the L. Claudia Allen Center. And the event was sponsored by Congressman Maxwell Frost with special guest Congresswoman Maxine Waters. So it was great to thank Commissioner Butler for all that she's done for not just the city of Orlando, but Central Florida in general. So it was a good time to share with her. Mayor, on the agenda, I just wanted to highlight one agenda item, item D2, the Florida Department of Education 21st Century Community Learning Center grant. This funding will provide $500,000 a year for 4 years That's $500 a year for 4 years, so over $2 million to create a 21st century learning center at the James R. Smith Center. Very excited about this funding because it will provide academic enrichment opportunities during non-school hours for about 150 elementary age students in District 6, with one of the main feeder schools being Eccleston Elementary. Now, the students won't be limited to coming from Eccleston, but that's one of the main feeders. So we'll be reaching out to the elementary age students in the area to encourage them to get involved. The Learning Center will offer students a broad array of STEM enrichment activities that will complement their regular academic programs, but also one of the key things is that it will offer literacy and other educational services to the families of these participating children. So again, I'm a true believer that while we engage the child, we also need to surround that family with resources as well. So excited to see that come together, and that's all that I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Gray?
Thank you, Mayor. Events in District 1 both passed and in the future on the website. And so with that, I will yield my time to Commissioner Ortiz.
Commissioner Ortiz.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me start with item H1. The Law Enforcement Trust Fund donation is a matching donation from the Police Department. I want to thank Chief Smith for honoring that particular matching donation. His part is $30,000. It's going to go to the Valencia College Foundation to serve those involved with the Central Florida Public Service College and Career Readiness Program, which is a program we initiated about six years ago. So thank you, Chief. If Deputy Chief Carey, if you can convey my thanks to the Chief, I really appreciate it. On Wednesday, March 22nd, I joined Mayor Dyer and Commissioner Hale at the Urban Turban ribbon cutting. Urban Turban is a new downtown eatery that puts a modern twist on Indian cuisine. I'm excited to continue seeing new restaurants like this open up in downtown that will further diversify the area's food options. Saturday, March 25th, I attended Mayor Dyer's Neighborhood and Community Summit. I want to give a huge shout out and say thank you to the Office of Communications and Neighborhood Relations who worked tirelessly to organize this amazing event. It gave our residents a place to collaborate, learn, and network with other community leaders who are all working together to continue making our city one of the best. Monday, March 27, I attended the Hispanic American Professional and Businesswoman Association swearing-in ceremony. HAPWA was founded in 1997 and has been a great organization for Hispanic professionals and businesswomen who seek a collaborative group of like-minded individuals who working to increase their opportunities for professional advancement. It was an honor joining them to celebrate a new year of leadership. March 28th, I joined Mayor Dyer, Commissioner Stewart, and senior residents for the Lynx Limo expansion ribbon cutting. With the Lime Line expansion, seniors have gained easier access to the amenities of the Beardall Center, North Quarter, and Soto neighborhoods, furthering the city's efforts of connectivity and transportation. March 29th, I attended the Vietnam War Veteran Day presented by the Orlando Vet Center. It was such an honor to spend some time with these veterans, the ones that were part of the most devastating military conflict of our times, which was the Vietnam War conflict. I want to give a huge thank to the Orlando Vet Center for their hospitality and organizing a wonderful event to honor our country's heroes. April 1st, I attended April's Pools Day. That's a pretty cool title. Organized by Family Parks and Recreations in collaboration with Alma Swim Foundation, Courageous Leap, New Image Dance School, and Red Cross. I want to thank Brenda Scott, FPR Program Manager Denise Moore, FPR Pool Supervisor, Dustin Wheeler, Dover Shores Neighborhood Center Manager, Danielle Hodge, Creator and CEO of Alma Ocean and Alma Swim Foundation, and Kimbrell Finch, CEO of Courageous Leap, for hosting an amazing and unforgettable event. Thank you so much for your hard work and dedication to bringing awareness to water safety. And last but not least, I want to thank Florida Department of Health Orange County Health Officer and Director, Dr. Robert Karch, for joining us for Government Academy to instruct the class about FDOH. He gave an amazing presentation on how the Orange County Department of Health operates and its newest efforts in advocating for the prevention of child drowning death. That is currently the #1 cause of death for children ages 1 to 4 in Florida, which coincidentally match the event that we had at the Dover Shore, so we're trying to put that together. Mayor, I think Dr. Karch wants also to sit down with you to see if we can join forces to work something in terms of putting some sort of deterrent or around ponds and stuff like that, because we're having a lot of children that are losing their lives to drowning in ponds and swimming pools. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor. And before I get started today, I want to wish Dave Arnott a happy birthday. He's not here, so make sure we get a chance. Everybody see him, call him today, and tell him happy birthday. Just have a little bit of fun with him. A couple of things I want to say thank you. Thank you for the work on Bike to Work Day. Regina, you and Bacardi, it was great to spend some time with you, and Regina did a great job leading the way, and we appreciate that. So many people went to work for that, went into working on that, and I appreciate the amount of turnout that we had, and I think it was another great turnout. We want to say thank you to Greater Orlando Aviation Authority. Love the idea of the strategic plan. I was here 10 years ago when we did the last one, and I think you need to have a plan about figuring out where you're going to go, and I appreciate the leadership that they've done and appreciate their reaching out into the community. Lifeguards, I have been on a campaign to get more lifeguards, and I have called every high school swimming coach I know and said, please, 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 if the kids are looking for something to do during the summer, there's a great job opportunity. And if they already know how to swim, especially if they're doing water polo and they already know how to tread water, it's just real easy after that. So as Commissioner Hill said, we looking for lifeguards. They are all over the country, candidly, but we have a wonderful couple of schools in our area that have great swim teams, and it's a great chance for a 16, 17, 18-year-old to have a good job to start with, so I appreciate that. Legislative Action Days in Florida Lake City starts today, I guess, and goes through Wednesday. Commissioner Ortiz and I will be going up there to spend some time with some of our legislators. I hope that they will listen to us. It'll be a challenge. But we are going to fight for the rights of cities and fight for the rights of our city here to make sure that we're doing as much as we can to be governed locally and not governed as state, it's another whole, I won't get into that, but the key is that we all want local governments to make laws so that if we don't like those laws, we can change them. Unlike most of our legislators, each one, the people on this dais, look and talk to our constituents every week and look them in the eye. And so they want change, and when they see the change that happens in the state, and they are surprised and want to know what we did and what we've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years with Commissioner Ortiz's help, is we've been screaming, please, 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 let us govern in local, because every city is different. So appreciate all that. A couple of quick announcements. The CPNA meeting is tonight. If you get a chance to be involved in that, they also do a live stream if you want to watch. This Saturday is coming up is the Central Florida Navy League Wounded Warfighter Lone Sailor 5K over in Baldwin Park. So get a chance to come out. They'll start early, about 7:30, and then you'll be able to run very quickly and run all the way over to College Park Neighborhood Association is doing their annual Easter egg hunt. It is 30 seconds of the most fun you can imagine, and every egg is picked up in 30 seconds, but it's the most fun. Sip in the Spring is the following week over at Ivanhoe Village. All those things are on my calendar. And before I get to the agenda items, I wish everybody a wonderful Easter. We are in the time of where our faiths kind of join together in serving one another. So not only do we have that, we have Passover and Ramadan, and those are all important parts of our community, and we should celebrate all the good that comes out of those. On the agenda, special thanks to our Public Works, emergency repairs on B6 through B14. Thank you for your work, and we appreciate that. Good honor to help support that. And then Commissioner Ortiz, I'm honored to support you again on the law enforcement fund over at Valencia. The work you do is important, and I think it's important to us to have recruiting good, strong people and making sure they are part of our community and part of our police force. And that's all I have, Mayor. So with that, I'd like to move the consent agenda.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And so the motion passes. Okay, we will move, let's recess the city council meeting without objection, convene the CRA meeting. First item is meeting minutes from the February 22nd CRA Advisory Board meeting. Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, number 2, David.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Item 2 is a facade grant for 619 North Eola Drive. That's in our North Eola area, about a block and a half south of Colonial Drive. They're doing some painting and hardscape improvements at that home. The total investment on their behalf is $17,360. The program allows them to qualify for 50% of those funds through the incentive provided by the CRA, which makes the potential grant award $8,680, and it did receive a recommendation of approval by the Facade Grant Committee.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 3.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 3 is the MEBA grant that you referred to in your opening remarks. This is for Flamingo's Coffee Shop. They are on the ground floor of the City View building in our Paramore area, right off of Church Street. As you mentioned, they've been there for over a decade now, and they're doing some great work. They wanted to do some expansion as well as some technology upgrades. So the MEBA program allows for up to $40,000 of incentives for minority and women-owned businesses in the Paramore area that are kind of activating more foot traffic. They are applying for $39,823 for the types of improvements which I mentioned before. It went to both the MEBA Advisory Board as well as the CRA Advisory Board, and both recommended approval.
I recommend no approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. David, any further business to come before the CRA?
That is all, Mayor.
Then we will adjourn the CRA meeting and reconvene the City Council meeting without objection. We will move to hearings, ordinances, second reading, number 1. Madam Clerk.
Ordinance number 2023-11, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the city's adopted growth management plan to change the future land use map designation for approximately 9.9 acres of land, generally located north of West Colonial Drive, east of Mercy Drive, south of W.D. Judge Drive, and west of Ferguson Drive, from residential low intensity in part to residential medium intensity in part, and from conservation in part to residential medium intensity in part, on the city's official future land use maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak on this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 2.
Ordinance number 2023-12, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, annexing to the corporate limits of the city certain land generally located east of Narcoossee Road, south of Lee Vista Boulevard, and north of the Beach Line Expressway, State Road 528, and comprised of 4.99 acres of land, more or less, and amending the city's boundary description, amending the city's growth management plan to designate the property as Airport Support District, Medium Intensity, and Conservation in the city's official future land use maps, providing for amendment of the city's official future land use maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
Move to adopt.
Motion by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to make comment? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 3.
Ordinance number 2023-14, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, rezoning certain land generally located north of West Colonial Drive, east of Mercy Drive, south of W.D. Judge Drive, and west of Ferguson Drive, and comprised of 9.9 acres of land, more or less, from 1 to 2 family residential with the Wekiva Overlay District in part, and conservation with the Wekiva Overlay District in part, to plan development with the Wekiva Overlay District, providing a development plan and special land development regulations of the Planned Development District, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify? Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 4.
Ordinance number 2023-15, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, annexing to the corporate limits of the city certain land generally located north of Roush Avenue, east of Lake Baldwin Lane, west of Jumanjo Boulevard, and south of the Caddy Way Trail, and comprised of 1.65 acres of land more or less, and amending the city's boundary description, amending the city's growth management plan to designate the property as office low intensity on the city's official future land use maps, providing for amendment of the city's official future land use maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak? Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, ordinances number 1, ordinances first reading number 1.
Ordinance number 2023-13, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to certain land generally located north of Roush Avenue and south of Baldwin Park, comprising approximately 1.6 acres of land more or less, designating the property as Planned Development Zoning District with the Aircraft Noise Overlay District on the city's zoning maps, providing a site plan and special land development regulations for the planned development, providing for amendment of the city's official zoning maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak on this matter? Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Number 2.
Ordinance number 2023-19, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the 7445 Narcousie Road Planned Development Zoning District, generally located east of Narcousie Road, south of Lee Vista Boulevard, north of the Beachline Expressway, State Road 528, west of the Central Florida Greenway, State Road 417, to rename the planned development and add approximately 4.9 acres of land more or less, providing for an increase to the development program, amendment of the legal description, and amendment of the development plans, providing for amendment of the city's official zoning map, providing that prior ordinance is still in effect, providing for permit disclaimer, correction of scrivener's error, severability, and an effective date.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to speak? Discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. And that concludes the calendared or agendaed items on our agenda. Ed, would you get us prepared for the general appearance?